my name is Amber and today we're in the living room doing a Tunisian sampler blanket update. And I have 4 more squares. This is the new color. It's called Sienna. It's kind of a burnt orange, so let's get into it. Square number 51 is actually a remake of a pattern that I had pulled out, and I had mentioned that I didn't really want to do it because it's a bit fiddly. This is called the bamboo stitch, and what's fiddly is you do 4 loops and then you pull 1 loop over 3 of them to make this long loop going down. So it's not difficult, it's just doesn't go very fast because you're stopping every 4 stitches and fiddling with the yarn. But I do like the effect. It's definitely a unique pattern that you can get with Tunisian crochet, so I definitely wanted to include it. So this will be square number 51. Square number 52, it's not anything crazy special, and I've done variations of it before, but it's a very basic Tunisian crochet stitch, so I wanted to definitely represent it. So this is the cluster stitch, and you basically, this is spaced out with a row of simple stitches, and I'm trying to remember if there's a simple stitch in between, but I don't think there is. But this is a cluster stitch, and you can do small clusters, big clusters, little clusters, but this is, I think, probably the definition of a basic cluster because it has 3 strands. If you have 2, it's just a 2 together, it's just a decrease, but once you put going 3 or more, then I think you're in the land of clusters or puffs. So this is a cluster stitch, and as before, everything that I'm showing you, the tutorials will be linked below if you're interested in learning about them. This is square number 53, and she calls it the gentleman's stitch. It does look very put together and proper and almost formal. It does create a rib, but it's not using the rib stitch. And I'm almost positive I did this incorrectly, because I did a simple and then I had a twisted simple. Simple, twisted, simple, and that's how I went across. And I think I don't know if she said to do a twisted simple, or I don't know. Something, at least I was consistent with what I was doing. And it does make a very consistent pattern. I'm just not sure if I did it exactly right. I do think it looks very pretty and very put together. So this is a gentleman's stitch. Last but not least, this is one of those lovely no-name stitches that the person does not name them, they don't speak, you're pretty positive everything's in a foreign language. And this is actually a first for me, where I had a very bad feeling of clickbait, because the picture she showed on her thumbnail, I'll put here on the screen for you, and I was so excited and so interested in learning that stitch because it looks so intricate. And I, getting close to the end of the last stitches and last squares I'm doing, I'm like, I want to do something intricate, something that's going to take time, that I can't just memorize, that I'll have to refer to a pattern. And so I saw that and I was like, that's a perfect example. It's so delicate, it looks, it reminds me of actually DNA, but it's beautiful. And so I watched it and I was dutifully writing things down. At the very end, she actually showed a pattern, a chart. And I got so excited, took a screenshot and went for it and put it up. And I had a feeling when I looked at the chart, and I had a feeling when I was doing it, that it wasn't going to come out right. And I was like, well, just have faith, do the pattern repeat, maybe it'll come together. And sure enough, as you can see, this is just a diagonal stitch. It's not swirly, it's not curving, it's just a simple diagonal stitch. I did have to consult with West and do some modifications because hers did not fit on a 30-inch square. So we had to do some modifying as to what the beginning stitches, middle stitches, end stitches, how to work it out. But what I did all had to do with border things. It had nothing to do with her pattern, so it should not have changed it that much. So I'm going to have the tutorial linked below, and I would call this the unknown stitch, I don't know. even looking at the comments, there's other people saying, do you have a pattern for the full, do you have a full pattern somewhere? So I wasn't the only one kind of disappointed. But following the crochet chart really got me into looking at it, and I did my darndest to try to make my own crochet chart, and that got me on a whole tangent of looking at programs that allow you to do charting and realizing they have a long ways to go. I mean, they're not smart at all. There's no like built-in knowledge in the program, whereas if you choose this stitch, you can only have one on this side and two on that side, and it was just, like I said, it was a whole tangent on crochet chart making and coming up with my own pattern and trying to figure things out. But this definitely spurred me into looking into things. I don't know the name of the kind of pattern she was showing, but my best guess is it's a lace pattern, because it's dealing with yarn overs, and so decreases and increases. Two togethers to do a decrease, and adding yarn overs or extra stitches here and there to increase it so you can maintain your stitch count. And depending on where you do those yarn overs, then you have your holes in the lace. So I never thought I'd really get into lace making, but this has definitely piqued my interest, and the fact that I could follow that pattern and I could troubleshoot that pattern to some extent just got me really curious into more complicated things. So I think that's a foreshadowing of things to come, other patterns that I'm interested in trying out. But this was stitch number 54, or square number 54, and I'm going to call it the unknown. I guess we could call it the diagonal lace, because it's diagonal and is kind of lacy. I don't know. But it was nice, you know, one out of the four of these is a repeat, but we're definitely making progress getting to the end, so I am very excited. Like I said, tutorials will be linked below if you're interested, and if you have any input as to what that pattern actually is, or any reference to where I could find something like it, I would love to know. Please put it in the comments. But I am thoroughly enjoying learning more squares and more stitches, more patterns, and just realizing that I do have knowledge, I can troubleshoot things. I'm not just passing time, you know, I'm building a knowledge base with this, which is nice. So, until next time, I hope you have a wonderful day. Feel free to like and subscribe, and see you then.